tell me about some of the voices you do for The Simpsons, and how often do you have to prove to people and demonstrate on the street that you do those voices?
Not very often, because that's the nice thing about voice work is, well, unless you're James Earl Jones, you know immediately, you know, this is CNN. You know, that's James Earl Jones. But people don't usually know it's me. But I do Mo, the bartender. Mo talks like that. How you doing, Homer? And Apu, the Quickie Mart attendant. And Police Chief Wiggum. He's my man. And a lot of other ridiculous supporting characters.
Well, when you tell people that what you do they often not believe you at first?
I rarely tell them. Why would I tell them? I don't want to, you know, I don't want to open that can of worms. So I actually really don't. I usually don't. I like, one of the nice things is you're able to do that and nobody really knows it's you and you just have fun. And if I'm doing my job well, you shouldn't really know it's me. Yeah.
You know, I interviewed an actress not too long ago who did a lot of stage work, and she talked about being in Florida and doing a live play. In the middle, someone wandered on to the front of the stage and said, "Speak up, we can't hear you." Now, how often, what have been some of the more outrageous examples of people interrupting live performances that you've done?
Boy, well, you know, I used to do a television show, and we do it in front of a live audience. I can't remember ever being interrupted, except sometimes you get rowdy, you know, busloads of teenagers in there, like scream and yell. I used to do stand-up. I did stand-up very briefly at the Comedy Store in LA, and you know, I wasn't a very good stand-up, and the only slot I would go on like 1:33 in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I don't think I ever once got through my act. I mostly just fended off insults, and what you do learn is horrible insults to come back with people at. That's basically the skill you hone, how to reduce people to rubble in 5 seconds. But you know, you get clever comments when you're doing stand-up like, "Get off! You suck!" Things like that, things of that nature, subtle little reviews like that. But you know, I can't ever remember. I remember once, I'm just free associate now. I went to see Al Pacino doing American Buffalo, and he was doing it at the Circle in the Square down in the Village, small theater. And there was one of these coughers in the audience, constant. I got some on you there, I'm sorry. Throughout the whole thing. And it's a really virtuoso performance, Al Pacino, in that play. He's just nonstop talking for like 2 hours. In the middle of one of his long monologues, he just finally just stopped and just stared right at the guy. Just stared right at the guy in the audience for like 30 seconds. It really got uncomfortable, and the guy finally got up and walked out. That's the biggest one I can ever remember. Some kind of weird interruption going on in the theater.
Well, turning to this movie, shooting on a movie studio lot, there are all kinds of different people. You got movie crew people, you got teamsters, you got studio guards. When you walk around with the outfits that you were wearing in the movie, any double takes, any comments from people?
You know, on a studio lot, we were at Paramount, you sort of blend right in, you know, it's like that cliche in the movie, everybody's walking around. We shot right next to Star Trek: The Next Generation, you know, so I looked relatively normal compared to what was going on over there, compared to the Ferengi that were walking around. But you know, you know, you throw a robe on and nobody looks twice, really. You're an actor, people assume you're going to dress like a freak, and that's the way it is.
Well, we're watching the trailer in the hospitality suite, and people, every time you fell down, people go, oh, that must have hurt. How banged up were you by the end of shooting on this?
Not at all, not at all. We really made it look a lot worse than it was. The big fall you see me take that looks like I'm really hitting the ground, there was a nice big pad under that carpet. And I had knee pads on, and the floor was oiled so that I would actually slip, and as long as I fell forward, I could really slam myself into the thing, and I did. And that was fun. Figuring out ways to fall was a lot of fun.
You know, one final question, trivia question. Pretty Woman, I was racking my brain where you were in that film. So if someone were to rent Pretty Woman, where would we see you?
It was quick. It's going to be about as interesting as my explanation of, oh no, I'm now mixing up interviews in my mind. I'm a cop who's interrogating a guy in the beginning of the movie when she sees her friend's body being pulled out of the dumpster.
Oh, okay.
And I'm a detective questioning this guy on the street about her friend who overdosed. Pretty exciting.
Well, how often were you recognized for that role? Did anyone recognize you at all?
Oh, about never. Yes, exactly never was I recognized for that, yeah. Only by people who have my press information in front of them I ever asked about that movie.